Viewers and subscribers, this is BVI Channel 1. Let me bring you this quick update following up on a video I saw. That video is quite disturbing. And I want you to take a look at this as this man unrolls and unfolds what is happening in Nigeria coming from Sudan. Following this recent evacuation of Nigerians from Sudan. I want you to take a look at this.
Hello and welcome to A Spirited Debate. I'm Lauren Green. Boko Haram has been terrorizing Nigeria's Christian community for years now, victimizing those who would stand in the group's way of creating an Islamic state. Christian Solidarity International is on the ground in Nigeria, working with victims to give them support they need. Frank Mayok is the program manager of Nigeria's projects and joins me now to explain the religious tensions smoldering in this region. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
You know, the interesting thing about Boko Haram, which I didn't know before, is that they really come out of Sudan. This is, and we know the strife that was in Sudan, where they broke the country in two. So explain where they come from.
Well, I can put it this way. Nigeria, after independence, the first two missions they have, one was in London and one was in New York. The third mission after that was in Sudan. And there is a reason for that. Sudan is the shortcut to Mecca. Someone from Nigeria, they go through Chad and go to Sudan and then go to the Mecca for the pilgrim.
The Mecca, to go to Mecca,
yes.
Right.
And because of that, there are a lot of Nigerians who go to Sudan on the way to Mecca. And when they come back and they are poor, they stay there. And Sudan become their own country. Now, when the Islamic government come to Sudan in 1998, and their agenda was to Islamize Sudan in general, they were working with Nigerians. They were working with Osama bin Laden. When Osama bin Laden was pushed out from Sudan, he took with him one group of the terror, and then another group left in Sudan, and the third group was sent out to disturb the neighboring country. Part of those groups were Boko Haram, who were sent to Nigeria. And the idea is Sudan believed that the people who are ruling Nigeria now are not extremely enough, like the way it used to be. So the Boko Haram people who start Boko Haram, they did the training in Khartoum with Osama bin Laden, and then they were sent to Nigeria.
So there's all Al-Qaeda ties.
It's all Al-Qaeda. Boko Haram is the Taliban of Nigeria. That is the way I can put it.
Who are these people that become members of Boko Haram? Who are they? Are they disenfranchised? Or are they educated? Or are they unemployed? Who are they?
These are coming from the two tribes in Nigeria, Fulani and Hausa tribe. Those are Muslim. And you can see in Nigeria, bordering to Chad, there is a state called Borno. Those people, it's easy for them to cross to Chad and go to Sudan and go to the Mecca. And when they come back, in 1998, the Sudan government opened up the scholarship for the young Nigerian to go for education. But those people were sent to the training camp to be terror. So they are the young Nigerian who are educated, who go to Sudan, and they pretend they are going for a scholarship, and they were trained there and then sent back to Nigeria.
And these are the Boko Haram?
And those are the Boko Haram members.
From January 2012 to July of 2013, Boko Haram bombed, burned, or attacked 50 churches, killing at least 366. Why are they going after Christians?
They believe that they should be the one to rule the Nigeria, especially when Goodluck Johnson, the president, who is the president of Nigeria currently, is a Christian from the south. And I think that set them off, that how could the Christian be a president in the country where there is a Muslim. They believe that the country should be ruled by Sharia law. And if you can see to Nigeria, the 12 states in the north, they apply the Sharia law in the country, even though there are minority Muslims who live with them, Christian. But still they apply the Sharia law. So to them is that they should take all the Nigerians to be ruled by Islamic law. So they are not happy with the system of the government in Nigeria currently.
The level of violence, we are just now learning about the Boko Haram because of the violence, because they've kidnapped these hundreds of Christian schoolgirls. What motivates them to do that particularly? Because they've been burning churches and burning and killing people. What motivated to kidnap these girls? But what can the government do, and what are they trying to do?
Well, I think the government in Nigeria is in a very tough situation with my work in Nigeria with the victim of Boko Haram. You know, the Nigerian military is made up with the different tribes and different religions. and it's very hard for them to fight the Boko Haram. I think that is one of the reasons the Nigerian army is unable to crack the Boko Haram. Because
they'd be fighting against each other.
Of course,
they're themselves.
Right. If you go to attack Boko Haram, the news will leak to them easily from inside the military. And that is one of the reasons that the government is not doing well. And part of it, there are wealthy people in Nigeria who are Muslim, who are supporting the Boko Haram in secret. They are not coming out to say, this is what we are doing. They are not happy with the with the Christian president in the country. So their job is to get rid of Goodluck Johnson and put the Muslim guy in.
So tacitly, they are supporting the Boko Haram, these wealthy people in Nigeria.
Correct, in a secret, but they are not coming out to say this frankly. And the Sudanese government is behind them, and they are not coming out to say that they are supporting this. Because to them, they believe that in the 60s, the Nigerian was strongly ruled by the Muslim leaders. And they see now things are changing. All what they want to do is to have the power in Nigeria to contain the Christianity in Nigeria. That is the whole agenda.
They want to exterminate the Christians?
They want them to eliminate them. They want them to be minority. They want them not to have power in the country.
And to do that, so they're terrorizing.
They're terrorizing them.
What kind of things have you seen of the victims? Because you've been working on the ground with the victims of the Boko Haram. What kind of things have you been seeing, and what kind of things have you been hearing?
Well, for instance, the one group I'm working with in Madela, in Niger Delta, there were people in 2011 went to the church during the Christmas. And when the Christmas was parked, the car was detonated and it was exploded and killed about 43 people in the church. And about 200 members of the church were wounded. And these are the people I'm working with now. People who lost hands, who lost eyes. Some of them, still have mental in their brain, and they are suffering of that. Some people lost their business, and they have to start doing that. What I'm seeing from the people now coming from the other side of Enugu, the Christians are running away from the north because they target their business, because Christians are very business-minded in Nigeria. And what Boko Haram is doing is going after their businesses and bomb them and destroy them. In the northern Nigeria, in one state, there were about 52 churches. Today, only 2 of them left, and 50 of them has been destroyed by Boko Haram. So all these people are coming back from the north, running to the south to save their life because they are afraid of the violence. And these are the people I'm working with to support them.
Are we going to see 2 states in Nigeria like we've seen in Sudan, in the years to come? Is that where we're headed?
Right, but we should prevent that. We should not let that happen to Nigeria, really. The world should stand up, because if we allow that to Boko Haram, it is going to be Islamic government in the middle of Africa. And we know that their aim is not only Nigeria, their eyes is on the other country. So if they manage to form their own country in Nigeria, for sure they will move to the next neighbor country and they will terrorize them.
Now, people, I have nothing to add to remove from this. What can you make of it? For this man to come on a global television to say this, it is really, really serious. And you have to take it serious, because I keep telling you that, you see, this terrorism and all of this act of violence in Nigeria especially, people in the corridors of power are involved. No wonder Zida Bachar said that any violence, any act of terrorism or upsurge that lasts more than 2 weeks, then the people in power is involved. Yes, that is the truth. It is all about power game. It's all about resource control. This whole Boko Haram and the rest of them. And also, to a large extent, the drive to Islamize Nigeria. That is the reason why people are seriously apprehensive of this Muslim ticket. APC wants to force down the throat of Nigeria. And I believe because Tinubu agreed to these northern leaders who are governors in APC, he agrees with them to run a Muslim ticket so that they will continue carrying out their agenda. That is why Tinubu was given that support by APC northern governors to fly a Muslim ticket. Nigerians, I'm not trying to bring in ethnicity or religious bigotry. I simply wanted to open the eyes of Nigerians, irrespective of where you're coming from, whether you're a Christian or Muslim, whether you are from the east, north, west, and south, that ultimately this whole thing is against you, because you ultimately will be the victims of this power play, resource control, and the use of violent crime to carry out this enterprise. I'm just a voice. I've delivered the message. Drop your comment on the comment section and tell us your opinion about this. I'm just an advocate for good governance. Help me share this video to every Nigerian. Bye-bye for now.